Okay, Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoimla. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Bahashim Rakaha Kadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And wanted to do a quick little lesson on I was watching this SICARRI video, and these brothers SICARRI Atlanta, and they have it entitled "Proud SHEDOMITE Wants Us to Teach Her the Bible Instead of a Brother." So she's going off though. She's going off, but this is a little further into the middle of the video. But what I didn't peep was, and they never asked her what was her nationality, because she could be an Israelite. She could be an Israelite. You just never know. It was a couple of so-called, they look like so-called white women. This is one of them right here. And she came up inquiring, asking about what were they doing, or what was, what they were out there all about. And they kind of just cut kind of right into her. They never asked her what her nationality was. And this is dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to offend one of the little ones. Everybody that look like this, because you see this guy right here, all of them, as dark as they are, any one of them could be an Edomite. So it's not a skin color thing. Don't let nobody see. They call us black Hebrew Israelites. They try and see the so-called white man. He wants to keep color valid. He knows full well that we've been saying all along, or at least of GMS, Great Millstone, that color doesn't matter when it comes to this truth, because our people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and the seed line goes through your dad or your father, or your grandfather. It's people out here that look like this so-called white woman, and they're actually Israelites. There's people out here that look like this so-called black guy right here to the left. He's pretty dark, pretty chocolate guy, you know what I'm saying? But there's people out here that look just like him. That's Edomites. So we have to be careful when we're out, on the highways and byways and speaking to people, because like I said, again, I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the video, and you can clearly see that I watched, through it, and they never asked her. They never asked her, what's your dad? Do you know what your grandfather go back to? Or do you know anything about your lineage? Do you know what's your ethnicity? They just kind of just assumed that she was a so-called white woman and just went in. But let me go back to the beginning of it, right? So we can, get, I don't want to go into their music, because they have those intros, those rap video intros and shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't care nothing for it. I don't want to hear nobody rapping. I'm all right on that. Came out of that, coming into this truth. I don't need no more of that. Anyway, let's get it.
What's going on, man? I can't hear you.
I'm curious about what you guys have set up.
Okay, yeah, because this is your second time coming back, right?
Yeah, I brought my friend.
Okay, yeah. Okay. We don't need one. We don't need one.
So she said, that was her second time coming back, and she brought her friend. So let's continue.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, so what we're doing up here, right, is teaching the truth of the Bible. We're teaching the truth that the people you see on this sign actually descend from the 12 sons of Jacob. You familiar with who Jacob is?
Yes.
Who is Jacob?
He's the son of Abraham.
He's the son of Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
The grandson of Abraham. Exactly. So you had Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. Those 12 sons were the progenitors of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When you do the research, you find that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of indigenous descent actually descend from Jacob. Okay? And so that's what we're out teaching. We're teaching that those people. What's going on, brother? You believe in the Bible? Yeah. What parts of the Bible you believe in? All of it. You know you got to keep the laws of God, brother. That's right. You know that? Do you keep the laws of God? Nah. So why you doing it? Why you know you got to do something and don't do it?
What you mean, keep the law, like the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own the Bible. Yeah, I grew up in church.
Okay. But we're talking about the laws of God. You said you know you got to keep the laws of God. Yeah, so why you don't do it?
Are you done explaining things to me?
I mean, my conversation is really for people like him. It's not really for you.
It's for black people.
Yeah, of course, for the people on the side. We're not limited to black people, right? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and indigenous descent.
So why are you not talking to me?
Because go to Matthew 18 and 11. Let me show you all. God, right? Let me show you what, because we follow, can you get off the side?
Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 11.
Go ahead.
For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost.
Save who?
Save which that is lost.
He said the Son of Man came.
Okay, so I want to stop it there. You know, she kind of said, you know what I'm saying? So is this just for black people? He kind of agreed. He should have said, well, you know, hey, look, we're not black. We're different shades of brown people. And then in turn went off into the fact that this is not a color thing. That was his opportunity to go off into that. You know, he went off into a scripture. She could be one of the lost that he's talking about with this very scripture. You know, he basically shut her down to talk to the brother. You know what I'm saying? And basically told her that, you know, I'm out here for him. People that look like him, basically, and not for you. And not one time did they ask her, was she a Hebrew Israelite? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like you. Not one time did they ask her what her nationality was, because she could have went back to one of the any of the tribes. You know, she could have went back to any of the tribes or the 12 tribes of Israel, man. So this is very dangerous, man. So when you brothers are out on the highways and byways, you had to, you know, calm down and bring the scriptures out, because let me get this real quick. I had it already posted. This is Romans 8:16. It says the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. See, because she came back. You know, they even said it. You know, she came back. She said she came. She had came before. You know, this was her second time, and she brought a friend. You know, now I'm not sure if that first time when she came, did they ask her, you know what I'm saying, any questions, but it don't seem like they, you know, from what I got from it, that they ever even asked her still, you know what I'm saying, like, what, you know, what's your nationality? What are you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Do you know? But even if we don't know, because some of us don't know our fathers. Some of us don't know our grandfathers. Some of us, you know, I came across a guy at camp, he was adopted. You know, and he didn't know much about his family. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but I mean, people can be adopted. People may not know who their real dad is. There's a lot of us never even meet our real dads, man. You know, our granddads and stuff like that. So we need to be, you know, inquiring and asking questions, because if she came up and this was resonating with her spirit, she could actually be an Israelite. And I'm going to be honest with you. The way she was fussing and the way that she was going in, she kind of remind me of the N-Dub, man. She kind of remind me of a so-called black woman, in a sense. The way she was, because she was clowning. You know what I'm saying? At one point after they pissed her off. You know what I'm saying? But still, that was the perfect opportunity for him to cut into her and say, you know, this is not a color thing. You know, this is a nationality thing. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, our nation, our culture, so to speak, you know, but you get it. But let me see. Let's play a little more.
It's come to save that which was lost, right?
Which are people that are sinners, right?
Give me Jeremiah 50 and 6.
Hold on, but that's context, right? We need context. Who are the people that are lost?
The Jews, the Israelites, are lost people.
But they're not lost.
I'm finna show you.
But they're not lost.
They're lost. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today are calling themselves all type of names, all type of nationalities that aren't their archaic names.
But Jewish is not a nationality. Jewish is a religion.
No, it's not. To be a Jew means you descend from one of the tribes of the nation of Judah. Exactly. Okay. So that's a national thing.
But that's also a religion.
That's a national thing. No, listen. Judaism has been.
Okay, so I'm gonna go a little further into it. But I never, you know, they never asked her. You know, from this point of this, I don't know what they done as far as her when she first came through. I don't know if she asked any questions, but obviously she didn't, because when she first walked up in this particular video right here, she's asking, you know, I just wanted to know what this was about. She probably was listening, you know. Now, further off into the video, she did say that her husband was a so-called black man, and I think she mentioned that she had a kid, you know, by this guy, whatever, you know, so her husband would be an Israelite. Her child would be an Israelite if that was the case. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, shit, she could have at least got the information. If she was an Edomite, she could have got the information back to her husband and her son. Like, hey, y'all Israelites, man, y'all need to, do what y'all got to do. Figure out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get into it just a little bit. Because she was going in, though. She was kind of cutting into him, like, because she was pissed. Let me see where we at.
Native American slaves. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Mel. Telling me I don't know what I'm talking about.
First, calm down and stop being so aggressive, and you keep stepping on our side.
Okay, but he
You
keeps telling me
damaging
I
our
don't know what I'm
property.
talking
You
about.
can back up
But
because
you
you
know what
actually.
I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about that right now.
No, I'm not on your side. So now let's talk about what I'm
saying.
talking
You're
about.
in my personal space. Can you back
How
up?
am I in your personal
Because you keep being aggressive.
White privilege, man.
I'm not even past
You
this.
keep touching our stuff. Now, if I snatch it, it can get you so back. Don't stop touching our stuff. That's what we saying.
Okay.
Can you back up? Can you back up? Can you back up? You already made a threat. You touched our property and you keep damaging and being aggressive with
I'm
us.
curious.
We haven't moved. You keep being aggressive with us.
About what you're teaching.
We're not talking about what we're teaching right now until you calm down and stop being so aggressive. Back up.
He keeps telling me I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't care what he's saying. What am I saying to you? What am I saying to you?
He's been talking to me
What
the
am I
whole
saying
time,
to you
not
now,
you.
though? What am I saying to you? I can tell you to
Based
back
on
up
what he has
and
to
back.
say.
I can tell you to back up and get away from our property. That's what we can.
I'm not touching your
You
property.
touched our property.
It's all white privilege. All white privilege.
This is bug out black man.
Oh, we know you. Right, we know you. We know you. Right? Hey, we know you. Right? Go ahead, man.
Now this is who we want to talk to. Hey, bro, why y'all touching on everybody? What's up? White people are weird. Hey, real talk. Look, real love, bro. I don't want to.
That's fine.
Okay, why are you here? Leave black people alone.
My husband is black. I can leave my
And he needs to leave. He needs to go. Hey, tell him why don't get out. He needs to get out. He needs to get out. He needs to get out.
No, the fuck he don't.
Everybody go to Netflix. Hey, you see, you know what I'm talking about. It's a new.
And that's another thing too, like, hey, they can't just be telling a brother to leave his wife. If that's his wife, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it just is what it is. She just so happened to be, of another nation. If she was, she would be a concubine. But my thing is again, they never asked her what's her nationality. Neither one of these women. This lady right here that's actually standing right here, she said that she pointed at some black guy, said that was her dad, but I guess she ended up saying that it was her stepdad or whatever. But she said that the man raised her. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, but like I said again, you just never can tell. These people could easily be Israelites. If they walking up on you and asking you about what's going on, the Spirit could have drew them in to see. And now had they asked, like, what's your nationality? Or even if she didn't actually really know, if the Spirit was bearing witness with her spirit, these scriptures bearing witness with her spirit, she could have easily been an Israelite, man. So like I said again, be very, 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 very careful of this, man, because you do not want to offend one of the little ones. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be running off impulse and get to pointing and get to talking about white people this, white devil that, white this, white you. Man, you calmly let them know the truth. You just bring the scriptures out, and you just say, if they don't know who they are, then you just let them know, hey, if your spirit, they could have, because they did say when they asked about the signs, you know what I'm saying, as far as slavery. I think one of them was like, that's fucked up or whatever. Generally so-called white people will say stuff like that, but you just gotta test their spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? And just and if you don't know, it don't really matter like that, because it's the Lord is the one that draws the crowd in. He's the one that's gonna draw in the elect, man. There's nothing none of us can do about that. We just teach the scriptures. You let them know, hey, all right, well, if you are an Edomite, such and such, here's your judgment, so to speak. We don't know if you are or not. But you have to read the spirit. And kind of in a sense, I mean, to me, that, you know, when I was listening to her fussing and shit, you know, at one point, she just kind of reminded me of some nigga woman in the hood, man. Because she took that shit real, you know. But anyway, you just never know, man. So be careful of that. But let me get the scripture that Numbers, because it's not a skin color thing, man. This thing goes by your lineage, your ethnicity, your pedigree. It goes through the house of your father. So let's get straight to the point. Verse 18, Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18, and it reads, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, right? Pedigrees. That's your ancestry. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's see. Define it through Google real fast. Let's see what Google says. A record of descent of an animal showing it to be purebred. You know, that's how, you know, like a person may have pit bulls. They want to make sure that you got papers on it so they can see that the mom and the dad is pit bulls, you know, pure. You know, going to the assemblers, it says ancestry. Turn earth like a flower, so to speak. And whatever the seed that was sown, that's exactly what the child is going to be. It's that simple. You are what your dad is because you are what the seed is. You see? It's real simple. And it goes by your dad because your dad is the one that carries the seed that's being planted. The woman is what he plants his seed into her. Right? He goes off into husbandry, plowing. He plows into her. You know, with his, you know, with sex. You know, then planting you know, collard greens or something. You know what I'm saying? After that time period of the incubation process, the earth gives it nutrients. It gets watered and stuff like that. And then 9 months later or 10 months or so, okay, but it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. See, it's not by the house of your mothers. According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. And that's how you decide what a pedigree is. In the New Living Translation, it says, and they assembled the whole community of Israel on the very day. All the people were registered according to their ancestry by their clans and families. The men of Israel were 20 years old or older were listed one by one. And as you go to the top too, you know, from the top, it clearly goes off into it as well. Verse 1, it says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their poll. See? So it says the house of their fathers, not the house of their mothers. It says every male by their poles, not every female by their poles. This is how you tell the lineage of a child. It doesn't make no difference what they look like. Because, like I said again, say for instance, a lot of our men went to, Vietnam War, say for instance. When they went to Vietnam, a lot of, you had those happy weekends. Hell, you have a few days off on the weekend. Jake, so-called black man, and he was running through those Taiwanese women, man. They was knocking them women down. They was popping them left and right. And then as the war ended, they was leaving seed over there. So as time goes on, that child may not, be dark. It may not look like, a so-called black person. It may look exactly like a Taiwanese person, but they're still Israelites. You see? So that's very important to understand when you first come into this truth. You have to understand that this is not a color thing. It's not a color thing, man. You see, you have to really, really realize that this is not a color thing. Because, see, you got people that's running around out here, like, say, for instance, you got Tracy Ellis Ross. I like to use her as an example. She appears to be a so-called black woman. She appears to be one of us, but she's not. Her dad is a so-called white man. She's an Edomite. See Smollett, he's an Edomite. He looks like one of us. He kind of got our hair texture. You got Lenny Kravitz. He looks like us. You got the Maury twins. They're some pretty ladies. They look like so-called black women, but they're actually Edomites. You see what I'm saying? So you have to always keep that in mind, Salakia. Not even sure. Oh, my old Salakia. Bear with me for a second here. Okay, Salakia. I had to take a quick phone call. Okay, but let's get this back. Verse 2. No, let's get verse 2 as well. It says, "Take ye the sum of all." Yeah, let's start that back. "Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their poll. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe." See? Every one head of the house of his fathers. This is how we know that your lineage goes by your father. This is biblical. See, the so-called white man, he pushes around your biracial, multiracial, your mixed. Those things don't exist in the scriptures. No such thing as mixed. No such thing as, actually white people or black people or Russians. You don't see none of that stuff in the scriptures. You have 18 nations. And, but if you come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob had 12 sons. One of those 12 sons of the 12 tribes of Israel, you are an Israelite. But if you come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, then you are an Edomite. And like I did ask this lady, she was getting a little frustrated with him. But they never asked her, you know what I'm saying, like what was her nationality? And it just kind of stuck out to me when I was watching. That was earlier today when I was watching it, and this was 5 days ago, and as you can see, it's got 18,000 views. But see, a lot of our people, they like to see stuff like this and it's entertainment to them. And they don't know that this could be dangerous, man. You don't want to, offend one of the little ones, man, because this could very well be an Israelite. I'm not saying that she is. I'm not saying that she isn't. I'm just saying you have to remember that when it comes straight down to it, you can't just go by people's skin color and just get to calling them these different names and stuff like that, because you don't know who they really are. You just don't know. It's impossible to tell. Only way that you can, really get down to the boogie on it is through the scriptures, man. So, just keep that in mind, man. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'll end out there. But let's see. We'll play a little more.
Netflix. You see, you know what I'm talking about. It's a new series, a new movie on Netflix called Get Out.
Right.
Tell your husband to watch it. That's you. Go back to Europe. Go back to Europe.
Get the fuck out.
Where I need to go back to?
Wherever you come from.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Look, you stepping on my property. Y'all see that? Man, I let her go. Come on now. Come on.
She can't do that, now.
She can't do that.
But anyway, you get the point. I just wanted to point that out. Be very careful if you new brothers are, coming into this thing and, you've been in it long enough where you're feeling like you're about to go out and teach. Remember this. Keep that in mind that this is not a skin color thing, man. So it's not a skin color thing. That is very, 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 very important. And, You have to keep that in mind, man. Like, so for real, because you know our people look like everybody. We've been scattered through the four corners of the earth. Shit. I mean, even the Alazar, the chief priest Alazar of their camp. You know what I'm saying? The head of their camp. Hell, he's bought a shade or two from this lady. You see what I'm saying? He's not a dark skinned melanated man like that. You know, he could pass for damn near, if he was a shade or two lighter, he could pass for a so-called white man. You see? But anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.